Welcome back to the last part of our graphic user interface design here. This is a really important lesson. This is about something called the scope of the variables once you start making variables and using variables inside of the methods that are generated when you click the buttons. If you remember from our last one here, I'll just double click read number. And what I had done in read number is I had read a value out, made some variables here, stored the number, done some math, right, and showed it again. Just want to show you one thing here. Here I had a variable called x that I made inside of this method, right, called button read number action performed. Now here's the rule. When you make variables like string s and integer x inside of a method, they only exist between the curly braces. So once you hit this part right here, these variables are all gone. Okay, and they're not usable anymore. Just to prove the point here, the variable's called integer x. Keep that in your head. I'm going to go to this code here, increase 1. I'm going to try to increase the variable x by 1, see what happens. So I'll double click. It's making me scroll. That's not very nice. And I'm just going to do x equals x plus 1. Now you're going to notice right away it says, what's x? It's not public. Can't be accessed. Well, this is the rule. X is not known. Okay, I didn't make any x inside of here, so it doesn't know x there. And the x here, the scope of the variable, okay, where it can be sort of seen and used, is only inside of here. And so that's an important rule. Now, of course, you're probably saying to yourself, well, if the user types a number in the box and I hit the button to read it, and now I know the variable, how in the world can I use that variable in another button? Well, here's what you can do. Okay, I won't use x for this example. I'll make a new variable. And what you do with this new variable is you make this new variable belong to the entire class. So basically the scope of the variable is going to be inside of these curly braces. So the start of the class all the way to the end of the class. So basically anywhere you can use this variable freely. The scope is larger, right? It's the entire frame. So what I can do here is I can go integer. I'll just call it x because I used it before. Not the greatest name, but integer x. And I can even set a value of it up here. I'll just say integer x is 10. So it starts with the value of 10. Now that variable belongs to the frame. Anybody can use it. So now when I go inside of design and go to my button code, I can go x equals x plus 1. Makes it go up, and then I can show it in the box. And I think I call that new text box text value set text. And remember the trick for conversion. I'll show the x in there. Okay, and it ups it. I can do the same thing with decrease. Okay, it's free to use the variable as well. And so I have that right here, and I can go x equals x minus 1, text value, set the text to plus x. And there we go. These variables, any method, anywhere you want to use them, right? Now you've got a nice large scope of the variable because it belongs to the entire frame. Mostly when you write a big program, you're going to have some variables that you make up here. Now, a lot of students ask me, well, why don't you make all the variables up here? Well, it's not good programming style. By putting a variable up here, you're implying that it's used by maybe several components or several methods, several chunks of code throughout the frame. And so that's sort of what it means. If you just needed to do a variable, like let's say this one right here, you just want to read their name, print it out. You never want to use that name again anywhere else. Well, this is perfect. You make the variable, you use it, this chunk of code ends, done, variable's gone. That's good use, right? So you don't fill up the top of the program here with variables you don't need to share everywhere. Okay? Give this a quick little run here, and what you'll see is my x that starts at 10, I can increase, decrease, and it's shared nicely, right? So when you go to make your programs, you'll definitely have some that you need to declare up at the top okay, in this section right here. That's basically it for that video. I'm going to have another little video that shows you how to get random going in this kind of setup, which you'll probably need, and we're going to ask you to use this newfound knowledge of frames to code in one or two of your little random games into an actual windowed frame, so you got a little Windows program. Thanks for watching.